Okay, I'm still preparing. Hello, everybody. We are late today, and as you can see, we are not organized whatsoever. I have no idea why you saw movement. I know exactly why you heard us talking. And yes, there's a gigantic hole in the floor behind me that Alan fell through, and I'm hoping that he will be back soon to join us in just a little bit. So welcome to, what day is it? Today's Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday night in the Hunt household and LDRS Creative upstairs studio. Oh my goodness. So hopefully we are bringing you some joy and some fun and some laughter tonight with all of our faux pas. And we just want to remind everybody, because it is a little heated out there in the real world, this is a neutral zone. We are in Switzerland tonight, so there's no talk of anything other than crafting. No comments, no nothing. I don't want to see any, even little sarcastic remarks. Nothing. This is all about fun and crafting and friendship and just having some fun tonight. So hopefully you guys all have something to craft with, whether you're going to be stamping along and coloring or painting or sewing or knitting or just sipping on your hot cocoa and I don't know, whatever it is. Hopefully you're just going to relax. Alan, this is for you, I believe.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, and Alan's back, by the way. He made his way out of the hole. So he's back. That was so funny. All of a sudden I looked over and I saw somebody said, we can hear them. And I went, oh boy, I hope I was being nice. Because sometimes when I'm really, really stressed, I'm not the most pleasant person to be around. When, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
I'm not always the most pleasant when I'm kind of, under the gun, under fire, because I'm getting ready to go live and there's too much to do and I've forgotten some things, which is exactly what happened. I forgot some things. So anyway, Alan was biting his tongue and helping me through it. Kind of how it goes. So tonight, I want to give a shout out to everybody. I didn't even get to look and see who is here, but I do see that a lot of people are here. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. And we are going to be doing, we're going to be working with ice cream because it is so cold outside and we're wearing sweaters and slippers and coats and boots and everything. So I thought, well, what do you want in the winter? You want a nice cold ice cream cone. So I thought I would do something with ice cream, and it's because I love the stamp set so much, and I haven't got to use it in quite a long time, so I thought that I would have a little bit of fun with that. And then I also grabbed some dies that I realized I had never actually had on one of these lives, so we're going to play with some fun dies. So this is actually going to be an ice cream card with fringe benefits. So we're going to switch, I'm going to switch the camera, and we're going to get rolling. I'm going to show you what we're going to be working with today. Alrighty, so let's see. The first thing we're going to do is, I want to show you, this is the Ice Cream Party stamp set. This does not have coordinating dies, but it doesn't need coordinating dies. This set is like the cutest thing. There is, stamping as well as coloring in here, but there's also solid stamping, and it is just so fun. So I'm going to build an ice cream cone, and we're going to be using one of the sentiments from here as well. This is really fun. I tried to work this particular, this corner stamp into my card, but as I was building it, I just kind of started running out of room. Oh, and another thing I wanted to do was I really wanted to have a card that featured a lot of white, but a lot of texture and dimension and stuff. So you're going to see a lot of white, and I'm hoping that with the lighting, you're going to be able to see the dimension and stuff that we're going to be putting into it. We're also going to be using the A2 stitch layered card toppers. These things are, like I always say, it's like having bread and milk in your refrigerator. These are absolutely just standard. They have to be in your collection. And then we're going to be using the scalloped rectangle die set as well, because I thought it would be fun to layer the scalloped rectangle with the A2 stitched because I thought it would be a really fun texture to have in the card. And then we're also going to be working with two of the smaller label dies that are in this set for our sentiment. And then the fringe benefits is going to come in because I'm going to be using this fringe die. And I know it doesn't look like much, but it's a really, really cool die. And I can see I still have paper stuck in it, but that's okay. It looks like piano keys, doesn't it? I think it's kind of fun. So we're going to be working with this one to create some fringe, but we're not going to leave it at that. We're actually going to be working with the scallop border set too. This is the coolest scallop border die set because this gives you, it gives you 3 dies. These 2 dies, the first 2 dies, they look, let me turn it this way, they look very similar. This particular one down here, I mean, your scallop, the width of your scallop is about the same for each of them, right? But this is the middle die is going to give you more of a shallow scallop, and then this top die here is going to give you a much deeper scallop. So it's actually really, really cool. So this is going to go up much higher. So it's really, really fun, gives you a completely different look. But we're going to be working with the small one here that gives you a really, really tight, tiny little scallop. And it is actually designed to work perfectly on the edges of the fringe die. So with the fringe die, you're going to get a straight cut at the bottom, and then we're going to run it through again using this little scallop die, and we're going to create a beautiful scallop on the bottom of our little piano key fringe die. So that's going to be fun too. So, oh, and I also want to show you just a fun little technique with stamping this out. And I think I've realized, Alan, something I don't, well, I can do it on this. It's a scrap piece of paper. I am so not prepared. We've got a trade show next week, and we're actually not going to be doing the lives next week because we're doing a virtual trade show. And I'm so behind on things because there's always so many things to do for the trade shows. So that's why I'm a little frazzled right now, and I have just too many things happening, but it's all good. It's all fun. I want to show you, first of all, how I built my little ice cream cone. And that is going to be using our ice cream party stamps here. Do we have any questions? And by the way, I should mention this for anybody who's new tonight. You know, Alan will be posting. Alan is my husband / producer. He's going to be posting, you know, questions up in front of me. So if you have any questions, please put them out there, and he's going to do his best to get them to me. We've also got, I think we have Linnea. Do we have Linnea on? And I know we have Stephanie on, so they might be answering your questions as well. So I'm going to go ahead. This is actually not, this is just a scrap piece of cardstock that I happen to have right here on the desk. But I'm going to be, let me think. Actually, no, I'm not, because I need that for the die. Can you do me a favor, Alan? Can you get me right there? Get me point, nope, to the right over there. Yep, get me an A2.
Oh,
No, to the left, right where you were. Right, yeah, give me the one on top. There you go.
Oh, that's an A2.
Well, it'll work. It'll work. Okay. I didn't punch all these things out, but that's okay. This is just a piece of. Well, I did a silly thing earlier. I might as well tell you because I know everybody else does this kind of stuff too. But I actually, when I was cutting with my rectangle, this was cut with my scalloped rectangle, and this paper is my Nina paper. And so I had it in my scalloped rectangle. I ran it through, and it wasn't cutting all the way through. And I thought, doggone it, why is it cutting all the way through? The Nina paper's not that thick, right? And so I put it through again. I turned it 90 degrees. I put it through again, and I'm looking, and it's not cutting all the way through. And I thought, oh boy, I must have somehow done something now with another die cutting machine. So I thought, well, I'll shim it. I'm going to shim it. I put another piece of paper kind of over the top of it. I ran the thing through and finally got it to cut. So I take it off the machine and I start pulling it apart, and I'm like, my gosh, this is like thick like cardboard. What is going on? And I realized I had 2 sheets, not one. Extra, yes, of thick Nina paper. So the moral of the story is if you try hard enough, you can cut through 2 layers of that stuff with our dies. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to actually make the ice cream cone with this little waffle or a wafer cone. And the way that I did it was I started off with my little ice cream cone, my little ice cream, piece of ice cream or scoop of ice cream here. And I'm going to show you the 3 colors that I chose to work with. For my ice cream, I chose to stamp with Tickled Pink. This is our hybrid ink, of course. It's good for all of your applications. You can use it, you know, like I'm going to be coloring, I colored with Copics. You can use this if you're going to paint with watercolors, and embossing and stenciling and, you know, blending and so on and so forth, for everything. If you're going to be on glossy surfaces and so on, fabrics, whatnot. This is your go-to ink. So I used Tickled Pink. And then for the little the little wafer or waffle cone, I used the iced tea. And then I put chocolate on top of it with coffee bean, because this is a gorgeous, gorgeous chocolate brown. So let me get these out of the way first. And we're going to start with my ice cream cone. This is how I did it, because I thought it was kind of fun. In my Misty, this is my Tickled Pink. Press that down. There you go. I may have pressed a little too hard. Oopsie. Do it again, just gently. There you go. So perfect stamp. Clean that off. And then I'm going to grab my little waffle or wafer cone piece here. Now I want to tuck this up so that the top of the wafer cone is up underneath the ice cream. Okay. Now I could mask this off, but I'm lazy, so I'm not going to mask it off. I line it up the way I want it lined up, and then I'm going to come in. This is my iced tea, and you can use you know, wipe it off with whatever you want to wipe it off with. I'm doing it with my finger, again, because I'm lazy. I'm literally wiping the color off of the top of it, where I inked it up, off the top of my stamp. And we'll see if I went too far. If I did, I can add a little bit back. And I did. I went a little bit too far, so I'm going to stamp it one more time, but I'm going to be a little more shallow with that. All right, so it almost lined up perfectly. Let's do that again over here. There. Oh, I got a little too much. But anyway, I'm going to cover that with ink anyway. But this is a really easy way. I know it didn't look easy, but for me it was a lot easier because I don't have dies for this. I could have taped this off if I wanted to as well, so that I didn't get ink on the part of the stamp, but I just wanted to work really fast and get it done. Now this one, this stamp here is actually, this is like your chocolate topping. Isn't that the cutest thing? So that is your chocolate topping. And I chose to work with coffee bean because it's really dark. And I wanted some really good, thick, dark chocolate on top. So put that over there. I'm going to give it one more, just to get in some of those little areas, because it is a solid stamp. Get one more. I think I have little divots in my paper because I had run it through my machine. So there we go. So you can see already that it looks like I've got chocolate sauce on the top of that. Isn't that cute? Really, really fun. And then to color this in, I mean, it's really, really easy to do. I'm not going to color the whole thing in, but I do want to show you kind of what I did. So I took, this is my, I have R17 and R14. So I start with my R17 because I thought these would be really pretty, and it went really, really nice with the Tickled Pink. See how perfectly that goes together? So I'm going to cover some of that up in here. And some of that area where I mistakenly got some of that iced tea color, I'm going to cover that right up. And I'm going to do a really, really fast color with this. There we go. So you can see already how easy this is and how quick it is and how wonderful the hybrid ink is with your alcohol markers. So I'm going to go to R14. This is just a little bit of a lighter color and just fill that in. And granted, it doesn't look great, right? But that's just our first layer. So that's fine. This is where you start kind of blending it a little bit. This is my R17 again. I'm not necessarily going for, the idea of making this look so real. I just want it to look fun, so I always hold on to that. So this is R14, just bringing some of that color in. Make some circles and blend that together nicely. And then we start getting that little bit of a kind of a highlighted area in that center. This is RV09. It's just a little bit darker. And I'm going to take this kind of up around some of the areas where I want it a little bit darker. Blend some of this up. And I think it blends really, really easily like that. Isn't it pretty? It's really easy. And just those three colors. I've got some areas in here that I've got my E49 for my chocolate, and I wanted to just kind of make some areas look like they were extra dark. Could even fill some of that in where maybe I didn't stamp it really well. Isn't that cute? It looks like the ice cream is sitting right in that ice cream cone. And then a really simple way of doing coloring in our little cone here. I have three colors. So I'm going to start with my E30. And I know I'm going fast through this. I'm going fast through this because I do have the finished one, but I wanted to give you an idea of how I colored it. So I'm literally going in with my E30 because that's going to be my lightest color, and these little wafer cones are pretty light. And then the next color I grabbed was E33. I'm going to get up underneath here a bit. And I'm going to come in just kind of on the edge of some of these areas to try and create a little bit of depth, leaving some of those lighter areas in each one of those little puppy squares. And then I have E23. And I'm going to use even less of this. Up in here for some depth. Pull that color over. And then when I go back for E30, Shannon Hayes is saying, would you consider doing dies for older sets? I guess that would depend on which sets. That would all depend on which sets. We have done that. We have kind of gone backward a little bit with some of them, like our, who did we have? With the whales, Whale Wishes. We did it with that one. And then, yeah, the thank you set, we did that as well. So this is what I would do. I would kind of keep going a little back and forth with this, blending some of these colors. This is my E30. I always forget to put that down. Blend this out just a little bit to lighten, and then I would add a little more dark color in, and like here's my E37. This was another one just to get some of the darker areas in here. This is where we really start bringing in some of that depth. But I really didn't want this to be a whole coloring session because we do have other things I wanted to cover in here. And then I would continue to blend this out as I went through. Right now we have a very stark contrast between the light and the dark. So I'm going to come in with a medium color, which is my 30, and just bring some of that together. Elizabeth is asking, is there a sneak peek of the new kit yet? No, there is not a sneak peek of the new kit yet. I apologize for that. Not yet. Maybe on Thursday. Okay, so I think this gives a good starting point for this. I do want to move on because I want to show you where I landed with it. Where's the one that I did? Here we go. Here's the one that I finished. Okay. And I even added some little dots in there just to kind of accentuate, you know, some of the edge of that of the ice cream sitting in there. You can see some of the difference in the color and the brown because as the ink dries, you can start to see the difference in how the color changes and so on. So we have some darker areas where it kind of is a little bit highlighted and low lighted in there. And then we have, so let me see the other pieces. We've got, this is an A2 card base. So this is a half sheet of letter size paper, cut at 5.5 inches. So when you score it at 4.25, you end up with an A2 that is 5.5 by 4.25. And then using our A2 stitched toppers, I used the largest die to cut the A2 topper that's going to go on the very, very top of my card base. And then I used the smallest in that set to cut out my little ice cream cone. And then from the scalloped rectangle, I used the outer die here to cut, again, another white piece just from white cardstock, same cardstock. This was actually all done with my Nina. And then I'm going to layer these up on foam, and we're going to have some beautiful dimension where this is going to be, the scallop will go over, and then we will put the ice cream cone again also up on foam to give that some dimension as well. A couple other things. I went ahead and I stamped the sentiment from this set that says, here's the scoop. I stamped here's the scoop, and I stamped it in my coffee bean hybrid ink, which is the same color that I used for the top of the chocolate on the ice cream. And then I cut that out with this little square die, so it fit perfectly. And then I went to the next die here, that pretty little kind of banner, and I cut that out in the same white. And then the idea is that one of these is going to layer over the top of the other. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying foam to where we need it so that I can lay these out. You can kind of see where I'm going with it. This is all I've got left, folks. Look at this. Been using it a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to get my foam on here. And then on each of these pieces as well. Is that too much? I think that was a little too thick. Huh?
Wide.
Too wide, too long. Yes, Alan's correcting my he always loves when he can correct my...
You correct my English.
Yeah, I correct his English all the time. And so he likes to correct me all the time then. If and when he can. Because I'm so perfect. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right. We all know that's not true. Okay, so, and then this piece is going to go right on the card topper. If Alan only had a nickel for every time I was wrong, he wouldn't need me anymore. Huh? I hope so. Let's see. There we go. All right. I flipped this over because I didn't score it perfectly, so I have a little bit of an edge there. I like to have if one side's a little bit longer, I like to have that side on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Just line up my edges. Got it. There we go. It's sticking on there before I had it in place. And then these others will be laid out just like this. And it's so pretty. I love seeing the white on white. I think that's just gorgeous. But I'm not going to adhere everything down just yet, but I think we're off to a really good start. Really pretty card. I do need to get some foam on this guy here. Actually, I think I need it on both of these pieces. So let's go ahead and do that. Where's the edge of my foam? Golly. Gomer Pyle. Isn't he the one who says that? Golly. There we go. Any more questions from anybody, Alan?
Probably. I haven't seen any.
Okay.
We're just heckling you.
You're all heckling me?
Yeah.
They're all is everybody making fun of me?
They're saying that's so nice things.
Well, that's not nice. Alan said you guys are all saying not so nice things about me.
I'm trying to defend you, but
you can't defend me? Am I defendless?
You're indefensible.
Indefensible. Okay. So here we have some little there we go. Some little what are these called? Fringe pieces here that I think are so fun. And I really want to show you this because I think these are I think this is kind of the star of the show. So Alan is going to have to come and die cut, kinda, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how he does. So I'm going to get my little fringe die out of here. And these little white pieces out. It's not really going to matter, but okay, so there is a top and a bottom of this die. The bottom, you can see where the piano keys are. All right, and this has a cut line all at the bottom where all these cut lines meet, and that is the bottom of it. So this die is almost I think it's like a 6-inch die. So I'm going to lay this. I have a piece of cardstock here it's just A2. So it's 5.5 inches in length. I'm just going to lay that across there. And we'll get this tape down. And I'm going to let Alan go ahead and cut that. Yes, you actually have to cut it. I didn't get that far in my prepping, so I don't have one ready. So what are you doing? We have a new die cutting machine because we broke so many when we were prepping for the trade show. So yeah, we have 4 or 5 new machines. Just yeah. All right, so thank you. There we go.
Here's what you're looking for.
Ah. Okay, so here's the piece that what did you do? Here's the piece that was just die cut. So let me give you, all right. So, you know, and because I didn't pay attention to how I lined it up there, and the die was wider than the paper, so that's why I have this extra little piece here, because the die could have kept going. So I'm just going to go ahead and snip that. That's not a big deal. Get that out of there. But here's the like kind of the cool fun part. Not that wasn't already fun, but I do want to show you how this die works with it because it's really perfect. All right, so here's the teeny one. And you can see that I can line up each one of these scallops is the exact same width as each one of these piano keys that were cut with the fringe die. All right, so where's my tape? Where's the edge of my tape? There we go. So I'm just going to line it up so that each one of those peaks, see, so each one of those peaks is going to line up with one of the lines on my piano keys. And I'm going to make sure that the edge of my die is not off the paper, all right, because I want that full scallop to be cut on that paper. Then lay this one on the other side. This thing is, the board is bowed a little bit, so you didn't give me the flat edge. You should have gave me the flat one instead. Should have given me the flat one instead. Ha ha ha. If I could use proper English, that would be great. Hey, but I corrected myself. Come on, Ellen. Yeah, it's an electric machine. It's not a hand crank that we got this time, and so it's taken a little while. So my apologies, everybody. Okay, here we go. Oops, tape is sticking. Just tore it a little bit.
You got the tape stick.
Yep, I'm going to give you this. All right, I'm going to cut off this one that tore because it doesn't look so glamorous with that on there. Okay, so here you can see that now we have fringed piano keys, or scalloped fringe. I don't even know what words I'm saying. Isn't that the cutest thing? I think it is just so pretty. So you can use it both ways. So if you want to have just the straight edge fringe, then just use the fringe die. If you want to have the scalloped fringe, then you're going to want to do a second pass using the smallest little scallop die, and that is in our scallop border set. So it is so, so cute. I absolutely love it. Now, not only, you don't only have to use this die with the fringe die. You can just use that to do a scalloped edge on your card as well. But I thought it would be fun to include it in here and incorporate it in. So I'm going to set this one aside because I actually have 3 pieces here that I did previously. And these are actually cut to 4 1/4 to A2. And you can actually see I have stitching on the one side because I did it with a piece that I already had cut from my A2 layered card topper. So, and I don't even care that it's not perfect. It's fine if it has stitching on one side. To me, it just adds a little extra little something fun. So I'm going to lay these on here. I'm going to actually have this fringe come all the way down to the edge. It's going to cover up that stitching on the bottom. And then I'm going to go just like this and layer these up. And then we'll have this one on here. But the first thing that I'm going to do is add just a little bit of shadowing because somebody had asked me, I'm going to come in here a little bit. Somebody had asked me once, if you're going to do shadowing, actually I'm going to come in here with a little bit of this brown. Because I'm not crazy about how those colors are almost, yeah, I'm going to just want to come in. I don't like the difference in the color now that things have kind of dried. So I just want to come over it with a little bit more to kind of even that color a little bit. And this one that I just came over with is E37. So that's just my thing. Okay. But I think it's going to be fun to add just a little bit of shadowing to this. And I grabbed W's because I have so much brown in here. So I have a W1 and this one is a W3. So with my W1, I'm literally, and I don't even know if I'm going to see the bottom of this, but once I get everything on here, but I just want to make sure that I ground my image a tiny little bit. And so I'm just literally adding just a little bit to it. I'm going to come in here and just add a tiny little bit of shadow kind of along the edge here. And I think it just gives it, this is W3 now. I think it just kind of incorporates it into the background a little bit. And I also don't go with just like straight lines. I like kind of a little more of a squiggly line because I think it looks maybe a little more like just a little more movement. But that to me just gives it a little bit of, sorry, I'm coming back in with my W1 just to soften that a bit. Blend it in a bit. And a lot of that's going to be covered, so I'm not worried about it. So that I think just kind of gives it, so it's not so flat. All right, so I'm going to start positioning these. And I like the idea of kind of flipping these up a little bit. So they're not just laying so flat. And then I'm going to put my tape across the top. What?
Sheila's asking if the stamp set has an ice cream drip.
Oh.
That would be good.
It actually does.
Does it?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
It's not me, is it?
So Sheila's asking if it has an ice cream drip. So here is, this is it right here. That's some drip, and it goes right down into like to a flat surface, as though we're dripping onto a solid surface. This ice cream cone here is actually upside down like it fell, because you know how many people, I mean, you know, if you've had kids, that has happened, right? You can put the ice cream on the cone here. You can put the ice cream on the little, I guess, a parfait glass here. You can put that ice cream, if you want, on this cone. Just turn it upside down if you want. And then we have the popsicle in here too. And if you want to have some strawberries or a little cherry on top, you can do that. We have some blueberries. I mean, it really has everything. We've even got sprinkles. So this set has really got everything that you're going to need. I think it's an awesome set. I love it. So let me give this a little bit of movement here. There we go. A little bit of texture. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually does have a little bit of lift in it. So I'm going to figure out where I want these others to go, because I do want them to be evenly spaced. And I don't want to cover my ice cream up too much. So this one will go here. Let's raise that one up. Okay. So do I have a pencil here? I'm going to mark this one with the pencil so that I know where I want that one positioned. It's going to be covered by this other one. Look, my tape is still stuck. But you know what? I don't care. It goes on the back anyway. Yeah, it goes on the back. I don't know. There's something about that tape. Sometimes it sticks too much, and I don't know. I'm not.
I think when it gets pressed in there, it sticks.
Yeah, when it goes through the machine, through the die cutting machine, it's like I can't get it off the paper then. Stubborn little thing. There we go. So I'm going to lift some of these up just for texture, because it's cute. Look how cute. And then this other one is going to go right here. Right there. So it takes me a moment to get it all lined up the way I want it. There we go. So some of these are going to be up. So we could call it done. I mean, it's kind of cute like that, but I don't want to call it done. So I'm actually going to put, and yes, I'm going to flatten some of these back down. This is where I'm going to put this, I think. Let's see if my plan is going to work. I'm kind of seeing now that the fringe may be an issue, but we'll see. Some of the fringe might just get covered up because I want this to go over it here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, put tape right down the center of this. Some of my fringe is going to get covered up, but that's just the way that it goes when you're planning stuff out, right? Nope, I like it here. Right up underneath there. That's kind of cute. Okay. And I do like this up on foam because that's going to give me that little bit, oops, I didn't mean to put that down yet. I put it on foam because it's going to give me just that little bit of height that I like. There we go, put that down. And then I'll trim this. Make sure I have that all straight and tuck it around the back. There we go. So you always want to make sure you get that tucked back there before you apply it down to the next layer. So let me zoom back out. And then I'm going to get this one set up on here. Now I want to have this spaced properly from right to left and top to bottom so I see all of those little scallop edges. And then of course I have my little sentiment here that says, here's the scoop. That's going to go on top. Make sure that's centered. I think it's fairly center. All right. And then we'll mount this onto the front. There we go. And then having that foam behind all of those layers is just so cute. It really makes all of those shapes stand out. I've got time for another card. Well, almost. But look how cute. So let me prop some of these up again because I really flattened them with when I put all that ribbon and everything down. I want to have some of these kind of just for texture. I think it's really pretty. There we go. That is so cute. I think it's a really, really cute, simple, but elegant card. Look at all of the texture in that card. You can see the dimension like from the side. So Suzanne is asking, where do you find your inspiration to put together the cards? That's a really good question. Well, to be honest with you, what?
Fear of
yeah, fear of not having something done for you guys. No, I don't know, to be honest with you. For me, what I really wanted to do was use this set. That was my goal. I just really, really wanted to use this set. I think I may have been having some chocolate cravings too. I love chocolate and I love like raspberry sorbet. And so that was kind of where I got my color from. I went into my ribbon drawer because when I got done with this, I realized that I didn't have a whole lot of color going on and I needed something to balance out that color that I have in the ice cream cone. So I thought it would be fun to pull in this kind of cranberry red. I don't know. And I was also thinking that I wanted to use the A2 layered card toppers die, but I wanted to have it, and I almost did it just with those, and I think it would have been absolutely gorgeous still. But I just really wanted to have something that was really pretty and dainty incorporated in, and I thought it would be fun to see. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I didn't know how the sizing was going to work because I hadn't put these two die sets together yet to see how the sizes were going to work. But I got to tell you, I'm super, super pleased with it. I absolutely love the difference in the size and that scallop against that beautiful stitch in the background. I think it's really pretty. So I think that turned out really cute. Very happy with it. So again, we use the ice cream party stamps, A2 stitched layered card toppers, the scalloped rectangle, and then these two, the fringe and the scallop border. And that was another thing too. When I started thinking about using this ice cream cone set, I thought, oh my gosh, how cute would that be with the fringe? And then once I started thinking about the fringe, I thought, I remembered that we had this, and I remember the scallop border, and I realized I hadn't used these at all in the class or in a live. And so I thought it would just, I don't know, it just, I'm not one of those people. Here's the thing. Let me switch the camera. Let me figure this out here. I'm not one of those people necessarily that, I mean, I don't get a whole picture of what my card is going to look like. I get an idea in my head, and I think of, I always pull my stamp set. I would say almost always pull my stamp set first. And then I start thinking about the textures and the shape of the card. And that's when I just start going through my dies and figuring out which dies might work. And I don't always know, even like when I have a lot of this stuff like cut and ready, and it's in a little packet and everything for, when we go live. But I don't put it all together, so I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I hope it's going to work out. But I don't always know if it's going to. And I think I've been a little fortunate. I've had some mistakes along the way where things didn't work out. So, yeah, this one, I think this one is actually one of my favorites that we've had on a live in a while. I think it's so pretty, and I love that white on white. Let's see if I can turn this so you guys can see it. Let's see. I just think it's really pretty. Yay. All righty. Do we have any more questions? Do you like the background? Boy, that was hard to find an ice cream parlor background. So one that didn't have, all the copyright stuff on it and stuff. It's funny. I choose them, and then sometimes I'll get the copyright stuff. I don't see it on there until I make it, really big and see it behind us when we're testing. But anyway, I think that's really fun. Yay. Okay. So, my gosh, I look like a football player. I've got my big old sweater on, and it's cold in Michigan. It is cold. Okay, so for the giveaway today, I think we're actually going to do, someone is saying, did you say that you're coming out with more animals?
Sharon.
Oh, Sharon's asking? Yeah. Yes, we do have some more animals coming out. We've got some coming up in our card kit, in our craft kit, I will tell you that. So that's a little, I don't know, it's not a sneak peek, but it's a little tidbit of information. Come back Thursday. Yes, preview coming attractions. And then we've got a February collection coming out and a March collection coming out, and you're going to see some really, really fun things in there too. So anyway, hopefully everybody has said hello or put a question or done something so that we know that you're there. Alan's going to be choosing the person for our giveaway, and today we're going to do a giveaway of the ice cream party stamps because that's what we featured today. Yay! So Ellen, oh, we've already got a name. Cindy Shannon. Cindy, you are the winner, and it's Cindy with a Y, C-Y-N-D-I. Is that spelled right? That's fun. I don't think I've ever seen it spelled like that, so that's kind of cool.
I can't comment on whether or not it's spelled correctly. That's
No,
the way
I'm
she
wondering if
spelled
you
it.
spelled it like she spelled it. So that's a different way of spelling your name, Cindy. That's kind of cool. So Cindy Shannon, congratulations. You are the winner of our ice cream party stamp set. It's a 4x6 stamp set. And this is what we got to have fun with today. Yay! So fun. I love this. I think it's so great. And you know, with spring coming and summer coming, I know they're not around the corner, but it's never too soon to get started on cards for that season. So absolutely love these. These are great for birthday parties, or like the card that I did, this one with it saying, here's the scoop. I mean, this is just a great card to send to, you know, family or friends, somebody you haven't seen in a while because of the pandemic and everything, and write a little note in here and say, here's the scoop, and just put something on the inside that says, here, this is what we're doing. What are you up to? You know, I mean, what a great card for that. I think it's just a lot of fun. So I think it's a really versatile set. And the really, really cool thing about this set is that it really doesn't have a season or a time of year, because we love ice cream all the time. You can do this, you can use this year round for birthdays and stuff. I think it's perfect. So, all right, everybody, we're early. We're early. I'm sorry.
Give me a second.
He's getting some more questions. Now's a good time for Q&A if you have any more questions. Carol Jean is asking, any giraffes? We do have a set. We have a polka doodle set, actually, that has some giraffes in it. I can't think of the name of it right now, but we actually have a set with giraffes in the store right now. It's one of our polka doodle set. I don't think we have any giraffes that we have in the queue that are going to be coming out soon, though. What is it called? I can't think of it.
The ones where they're like they're in the boat and they're like sink or swim. Those guys, isn't there a giraffe in there?
I don't know if there's a giraffe in there or not. But we do have a polka doodle set. If you go onto our website, ldrscreative.com, look under polka doodle stamps, and we do have a set in there that has giraffes in it. It is super, super cute. I can't remember what it's called right now. Sharon is saying, any hints of what you're making on Thursday? I promise you I would give you a hint if I knew. If I knew. I seriously came into the studio today, and that was when I said, hey, let's make an ice cream card. Because I didn't know. There's so much going on right now that I'm having a hard time even planning what I'm going to have, you know, for dinner, let alone what card I'm going to make next Thursday. So I wish I could give you a sneak peek. I am thinking about using the craft kit and giving a reveal on that and putting that up for pre-sale. The only issue with it is that we're not going to have, there's one item that we're not going to have in stock until maybe the first week in February. So I don't want to put it up for pre-order necessarily. I don't want everybody to get mad at me if they have to wait 3 or 4 weeks to get their kit. So maybe you can comment on that if you don't mind waiting. I just don't want to put it up too early and then have that happen and then have everybody upset with me. So I am waiting on one product to come in that is taking longer than the rest. So. Spot On is the name of the polka doodle stamp set that has the giraffe in it.
Somebody popped it out.
Yeah, and it's super cute. It's one of those too where it has a giraffe kind of popping his head out from the side, and it's really, really cute. Really, really cute.
Stephanie got it up.
Oh, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Yay. Okay, anything else? Anybody? Any more questions? If not, then I think it's going to be time to sign off. You got anything, Alan? No? Okay. Then I think we're done for tonight, everybody. We will see you back here on Thursday. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to look at your messages here and see if anybody had any thoughts on the possibility of having to wait a few weeks before, you know, if you ordered that card kit, that craft kit. I just don't want to have to make you wait too long before you actually get it from when you order it. So we'll see. I'll read through your comments and see what you guys had to say about that. But anyway, we'll be back on Thursday, and I will have something for you. So thank you, everybody. Sorry about being a little tonight. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.